Did you say you want to buy a fixer-upper? Well, come join me on this tour. Hey, welcome to our Living in Southern California channel. My name is Willie.
And I'm Anna.
And today we are out in East Whittier. We're going to take you on a tour of this house that's a fixer-upper. Now, this house needs a lot of work. It had a massive roof leak, so we want to show you the inside. One of the reasons why we're shooting this video on a fixer-upper is that we get a lot of calls, a lot of text messages, emails from buyers that are looking to buy properties that need work, like a true fixer-upper like this one. We want to walk you through some of the things that you should be looking out for when buying or considering buying a fixer-upper, because in your eyes it might seem like a fixer-upper is a great deal, but sometimes they become a huge nightmare. I'm a licensed contractor, so I know a lot about fixing houses and building houses. So let's do this. Let's go take that tour. Okay folks, so one of the first things you want to look at when considering buying a fixer-upper is take a look at the exterior of the house. Walk the perimeter, look at the roof, look at the windows, the window frames. In this case, this roof here is a poor example because of all the massive leaks inside this house, which I'll show you later when we go inside. They had no choice but to replace the roof. This is a brand new roof. But early signs of a poor roof that's in poor shape is the ridges. It's the high peaks up there in the roof. Those tiles that look like they're folded, those are called ridges. And when they're on their last few years of life, they start bending up, they start decrystallizing. So you want to make sure you take a good look at the roof, because that is a pricey item in remodeling a house. Okay, so make sure you check the roof. You can check the windows. These windows here are the original metal windows. So you're gonna more than likely wanna replace those with double pane windows to keep that heat from coming in and, you know, keep the cold from coming in. As you can see there, one of the things I'm always looking for are the roof, that wood there. Let me focus, that piece of wood there across the roof. Those are called the fascias, and that's a long piece of wood, usually about, well, this one seems to be like a 2 by maybe 8. And you want to look underneath. Underneath it is the eaves. That wood there, which is the roof rafters. The bottom portion they're called eaves, and as you can see, this here has some termite damage. Not sure if the camera will catch that, but you want to take a look at all that, because all that can become a little bit of an expense, because a termite or rotted wood, all that needs to be replaced. So those are some things you want to look at when you're looking at a house to buy that needs work. You want to make sure you look at all the perimeter. You see, I don't know if you can see back there, but let me see if I can focus this in a bit. So back there, those eaves have termite damage, especially the ones way at the back. I'll see if I can come around. So those are things you want to look out for. Let me take you inside. So here, the roof is good. Windows need to be replaced. The casings, the wood trim around these windows looks like they have termite damage. Let me see here. Yeah, they actually do. You see here? See that there? This is all termite damage. So those are gonna have to be replaced if you want to keep the same style. If not, you can just get rid of that. Not sure if you would want to keep the siding. Siding kind of looks old, but anyhow, at the exterior, roof is in good shape. You need some windows. You'll need some termite repairs, some painting. So let's go inside. Let's see what that looks like. All right, folks, so here is the living room. And as I had mentioned, I mean, this house is not in best of shape. But I'm gonna suggest something. If you're considering buying a fixer, always make sure to bring a pen and pad and maybe even a measuring tape. Start jotting down all those items that you think need to be replaced. Because you can simply, after you have your list, go online, go to Lowe's, go to Home Depot or a construction site, and start plugging in those items that you think need to be repaired. This way it's not such a big surprise. When you buy the house, you have more or less an idea of what your expense is gonna be. It's the best way to do this. So this living room here had laminate floors before. Those brown ones with the spot, those 12 by 12s, that's the original flooring. And it looks like at one point they had laminate floors and they've disappeared. So you're on a concrete slab, so you can put laminate floors, you can install hardwood floors, you have options. Now, the sliding glass doors I tried opening them, they're pretty hard to open. More than likely you're gonna need to replace those. And obviously the front windows. And as you can see, there's definitely some leaks up here. Now the popcorn ceiling, you definitely need to remove. I don't know if this has asbestos. Some do, some don't. Just hire the right person, the right company to come remove all this for you. So this is the living room, and I'm gonna say this space is probably about 12 by 15. And at one point, I can tell they had a standalone fireplace there, and that disappeared. But anyhow, that's the living room. Okay, so here's the dining room, and the dining room is in poor shape. Part of the popcorn has been removed, but let me focus and show you this here. You guys see that little pinhole there? Well, that whole piece there, that whole entire piece around it is about to fall down. I think that has to do with a lot of the previous roof leaks. The floor is in poor shape, and it smells really bad in here. I think it has to do with moisture. It's a very strong smell. I would remove all those panelings off the wall. I would probably get rid of that fan, install some canned lights, modernize this dining room area, remove that AC wall unit. And one thing I want to point out is make sure you're aware of how many sliding doors you have, because the larger those sliding doors are, the more expensive they are. And remember, most of these windows are going to be, or sliding doors are going to be double pane. So make sure you jot that down. You look into what that cost is going to be. I would remove those cabinets up above that countertop. I'd open up that entire space here. You're going to need some new flooring because this is in really poor shape and it smells really bad. I'm going to say that this dining room area is probably about a 14 by 14, which is a decent size. So there you go, there's the dining room.
If this is your first time to our channel, make sure to subscribe and click that little bell so that you are notified every single time we do a brand new video.
That's right, y no se les olvide que también hablamos español, so make sure to pick up that phone, give us a phone call, send us an email, text message, or even a lightning bolt. Whichever way you'd like to get a hold of us, we got your back when moving to Whittier, California. Okay, so now let's take a look at this kitchen. So this kitchen needs to be fully remodeled. Once again, I would get rid of those upper cabinets, the bottom cabinets, that countertop there, modernize the kitchen. The kitchen's gonna need some full remodel because it's very dated. Those are Formica countertops. It has an old cast iron sink, very old. The appliances are old, Formica countertops. And that cook range there, it's electric. And most families nowadays, they want gas. It is electric. Let me open this up for you guys. Yeah, and it is electric. So here's a tip. This house here, if you remember me mentioning, the house is on a cement slab. So you see all that there where the flooring is at? That's all cement. So in order to run new lines, let's say that this cooktop, you want to convert it to gas, well, you're going to have to run some gas lines to this cooktop. If you want to change the plumbing, you're going to have to run new copper lines to the sink, bathrooms, etc. And because you're in a cement slab, it's much easier to run all your new lines, gas lines, water lines, up through the attic. It's easier, they can run it through the exterior, into the attic, and down to wherever the locations are gonna be needed. It's the easiest way versus having to cut through the concrete. That's just a lot of work. So that's just a tip. Let's try to look to see what type of water lines they have here. I'm gonna assume that these are gonna be galvanized because of the age and the way the house looks itself. But let me crawl down there and look. Let me see here. Oh, we have a big spider there. Do you see it? So these water lines are galvanized. You can see how corroded they are. So you're gonna wanna update that too. Just as corroded they are through the exterior, many of these galvanized water lines are also corroded inside. And so you wanna change those out. So again, I would remove those cabinets, change my configuration. Since you're gonna remodel this kitchen, you can configure where the stove, the sink is gonna go. You can move things around. Again, all the water and gas lines would have to be run through the attic. So there you go, that's the kitchen. This kitchen is definitely gonna need some work. You're gonna wanna know how much is it gonna cost to run some gas lines? What's the cost to convert your water lines from galvanized to copper, or the new plastic lines? All that is information that you want to jot down and start getting bids on. Okay, there you go. Okay, so here's bathroom number 1. It's in pretty poor shape. This vanity here is a Formica countertop with an old sink. The shower enclosure there at the corner is also in poor shape. Looks like there's water damage at the bottom. Looks like the valves have been replaced along with the shower head, because the tile there is missing. As you can see, there's water damage there at the bottom in the corner. Now, in a normal home that would have a raised foundation, you would want to have your inspector crawl underneath the house to see if that water damage there has damaged the floor joists, which means the floor members that are holding up your house underneath the house, because you're not able to tell if there's been leaks. I mean, I can tell you here that the house has leaks, but remember, we're on a cement slab. So what you want to see is to make sure you open up that drywall there and make sure that that moisture is not, or mold growing on the 2x4s that are inside that wall. So this bathroom is going to require a full remodel. So make sure you jot that down, know what it's going to cost to build a new shower pan, new tile, new fixtures, new vanity here. Make sure you jot all that down. You start looking at what the cost is going to be, because that's important. So there you go. I can tell there's quite some damage here. There you go. This is bathroom 1. Okay, so here's bathroom number 2. So this bathroom is going to need a full remodel. It has an old cast iron tub that's very heavy and hard to take out at times. The fixtures are old. It has some type of a modification. I guess they had issues in the past. So you're going to need to install new water fixtures, new tub, new tiled walls. Oh, and there's some more damage here, more water damage. As you can see there at the bottom of the drywall, looks like there's maybe some moisture, and they never fixed the drywall. They just put some plywood there. You're gonna need a new sink, a new toilet. So keep all these things in mind. Make sure you take your notes, because all this slowly but surely starts adding up. And that's when you start realizing if this is worth your time, worth your money, and it might be. So, but what better way to do this than by taking notes and doing your homework, right? So there's bathroom number 2. All right, so here's bedroom number 1. I'm gonna say this bedroom is about 12 by 12 feet. It has the popcorn ceiling, the original window. When it comes to bedrooms, folks, bedrooms aren't very expensive to remodel, because basically they're just a box. I mean, you're gonna need some new closet sliding doors. Those can become pretty fancy if you want, something expensive. But here you just need to remove the acoustic, the popcorn, new window. Your flooring could be a laminate floor, fresh paint, some base moldings, and you're done. Unless you want to do some recessed lights, you can do that too. So you have options. Bedrooms aren't that expensive. They're going to be the least of your expense in remodeling a house. So there you go. So here's bedroom number 2. This bedroom, I'm going to say, is about 9 by 10. It's a smaller bedroom. It has the popcorn ceiling, original window. So again, bedrooms aren't that expensive to remodel. Maybe some new flooring, of course, some recessed lights, remove that popcorn, some base molding, new windows. So you want to jot all that down so that you have more or less an idea of what it's going to cost you. Here's bedroom number 3. I'm going to say this bedroom's about 8 by 12. Now this is the bedroom that has the most ceiling damage. Not sure if you can distinguish that through this camera, but there's a lot of water damage up there. So in order to take care of this, I honestly wouldn't try to patch the ceiling up. I would just remove that drywall, have a drywall person come in and maybe even remove the whole ceiling drywall, because you don't know if there's mold growing. It smells bad in here. It doesn't look that bad, but it smells horrible. So I would, wherever there's ceiling water damage, have your contractor take it out and start fresh, because you can't really see mold, but you can smell it, and I can smell it. So this room here, you know, will need some new drywall up in the ceiling, new closet doors, new flooring. At that point, I would get rid of that fan, put a new one, maybe some recessed lights. Just depends on what you want to do and how much you want to spend. But something really important when you see damage up in the ceiling and extensive, like in this house, you just want to make sure that there's nothing going on up there. Okay, there you go. All right, so here's the backyard. There you have a better view of that brand new roof. Because of all the leaks, they replaced that roof. So that's a good thing. That's a big plus. Now I noticed that at the bottom of the stucco, there's a lot of bubbled paint, chip paint, which is, I would say, cosmetic. Let's keep looking around here. Oh, take a look at this here. Okay, so that there, I would have that checked. That looks like mold growing there. Let me pan around, show you the backyard. I don't see a lot of termite damage, so that's a big plus. There's the garage. Another important thing to look into is your electrical panel, which is right there. And let's open this one up. Hopefully it opens up easy. Oops, uh-oh. Oh well, okay, so this is an old panel and you have no more space. I'll come fix this right now. So you're gonna wanna have a new panel installed, because I'm sure you're gonna wanna upgrade that kitchen. You're gonna want to install canned lights, recessed lights. Who knows, maybe even a small pool. So you're gonna need the electrical power for that, and that panel that's there looks like 100 amp. It's just old. But there you go. That's the backyard of this house that's in need of some repairs. And there's a lot of little things that you need to look out for prior to making that commitment. Okay folks, I'm hoping that this video gave you some better insights on what to look out for when you're looking to buy a fixer-upper. If you'd like to know more about this home, simply reach out to us at the number down below. Or if you'd like to know more about other videos in our channel, just reach out to us.
And if you're thinking about selling or buying, make sure to reach out to us. Let us make the process easier for you.
We'll talk to you soon.